Yo, what is going on, everyone? Nick Young has officially had enough, and he's pushing back against Kenyon Martin, making it very clear Kenyon will never reach the level he has when it comes to championship pedigree. If you watch the show regularly, you already know the dynamic. The rest of that panel loves to take shots at Nick because he walked away with a ring alongside the Golden State Warriors dynasty, and not a single other person on that couch can say the same thing. So every opportunity they get, they downplay it. They frame it as a participation trophy, like he didn't earn it, like being part of a championship roster somehow doesn't count. But Nick Young is done letting it slide. He's been sitting there absorbing these jabs for a while now, and he finally decided
down in San Antonio, split the first two games. So it's, right, if you don't get there, you don't know what can happen.
Right.
So each game you get better.
Too. You the best in your conference too.
Yeah.
You get that Eastern Conference championship or the Western Conference championship, whatever. That means something.
But that don't mean nothing.
Because it's the journey to get there.
In the Eastern Conference.
So what year were you in when you made it to the final?
That didn't mean shit. I learned that firsthand. I was happy we won the Western Conference. They're like, Nick, we gonna let you.
Yeah, because they had won it before.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Because you
have
to
win that.
Not a banner.
No, but you have to win that in order to even have a chance to get there, though. You have to win that in order to get there.
So
not for a team that won already.
The championships, and now we satisfied with losing it.
Never said satisfied, but you don't even have a chance unless you get there. And you have to get past that step to get there.
It's the same
Nick,
thing.
you've been to one.
And I won, so I don't know how I feel to lose.
You've been to one, Nick.
Don't know how to feel to lose.
Cool.
Yeah. Not a loser. I've been a winner all my life, my man. I've been a winner all my life.
You was fortunate to be in that situation, Nick.
Hey.
Let them dudes carry you to a championship.
We
get
did the same thing.
Honestly,
we get who? Who should do the same thing?
Did the same
I wasn't gonna let no nigga carry me to shit.
Maybe if you was a corner nigga.
No, I was a star. No, I was a star. I'm not a corner nigga. I'm a star.
You wasn't a star enough.
Yeah, I was.
The stars over there.
Yeah, I've had good games in the finals and bad games in the finals. I made it.
Now, Nick isn't wrong about the core point. He was absolutely on the right side of history when that Golden State championship came together. No one can take that away from him. But there was one part of his argument that didn't quite hold up. Nick claimed he never knew what it felt like to lose. And that's where things get a little shaky. The man played 12 years in the NBA and won one championship, which means by that math, he lost every single year except one. So the "I don't know what losing feels like" line was a stretch, to put it kindly. That said, throwing that ring in Kenyon's face clearly landed. It hit a nerve, and you could see it. Here's the thing about Kenyon, though. He made it to the NBA Finals twice, which is a real accomplishment, but he came up short both times. And since Kenyon has never been shy about positioning himself as the cornerstone of those teams, he has to be willing to accept the other side of that argument, too. If you're taking credit for what the team built, you have to shoulder some of the blame for what it couldn't finish. And those New Jersey Nets teams from that era were genuinely talented rosters, so the idea that Kenyon was single-handedly carrying them night after night doesn't exactly hold up under scrutiny. And then there's the Miami situation, which tells you everything you need to know. Kenyon has talked about wanting to be part of the Heat's Big Three era, but when it came down to actually committing to Pat Riley's infamous conditioning standards and body fat requirements, he wanted no part of it. So instead of buying into that Heat culture, he took his talents to the New York Knicks to link up with Carmelo Anthony, Amari Stoudemire, and Tyson Chandler. He was chasing a ring through that route, and honestly...
So, let me ask you this. So when the Warriors were up 3-1 and Cleveland came back, you think Cleveland attitude... You think Cleveland attitude was, we'd rather not have been there.
That was a different team.
I didn't ask you that. I didn't ask you that. But if they got a chance, if the team was there, did they have a chance to win or not?
3 motherfuckers. Who else he had? It was over.
Nick,
that team has
Nick,
stuff.
if the team is there, do they have a chance to win?
No.
So the Cleveland Cavaliers didn't have a chance to win if they weren't there?
You talking about the team that
the team that came back 3-1.
I'm talking about the team I
asked you a specific question. I'm talking about the Cleveland Cavaliers.
He didn't play on that team.
I didn't ask him if he played on the team. Did I ask him?
I said that team had a chance.
That wasn't the question.
But look, that being down 3-1, it looked like they ain't have a chance.
So the question is, Nick.
Everybody knew that team.
So the question is, if they were not there, could they have won?
It's teams that got chances and teams
that's a hypothetical, man.
Yeah.
It's a hypothetical.
What's a hypothetical?
If they were not there.
No, but he said they would rather not be there. So if they were
So how
not
can you win if you ain't there? Is what you're trying to say? How
My
can you have a
point
chance?
is-
No, I'm not talking
Goddamn,
about that
man,
team.
we're
You're
having a
talking about two
hypothetical.
No,
different
we're not having a
teams.
hypothetical conversation.
You're talking about two different teams.
No, exactly. We're talking about winning and losing NBA Finals, right?
Teams that
We're not
have
talking
a
about
chance
your
and
team.
teams that don't have a chance. Let's
Y'all
keep
won a
it real.
championship. Cool. We're not talking about your team.
right.
We gave you that. Cool. We're not talking about that team.
So I don't know the other team. All I know is
we asked you a question.
I'm DJ
We're not
Khaled.
asking you that.
So did we have a chance?
So
when
did
we
y'all
played
have a
against the
chance?
Spurs?
God did.
Norris, let me ask you a question. The team, when y'all made it to the finals, if y'all wouldn't have been there, would y'all had a chance to win it?
No.
Okay.
You don't have a chance unless you.
Thank you for.
Let's be honest about something here. This whole narrative that it's somehow more honorable to lose before reaching the finals than to actually make it there and fall short, that idea only gained real traction because of the hate directed at LeBron James. That's where it started, and that's where it lives. Because you never hear that argument applied to anyone else. Nobody brings it up when talking about Elgin Baylor, who lost 7 NBA Finals. Nobody throws it at Jerry West, who lost 8. By that logic, would it have been better if those all-time greats had just missed the playoffs entirely? That's not a serious argument. That's a contradictory one. Given the choice, any competitor worth their salt would rather have a shot at the title than no shot at all. Even if you come up short, at least you were in the conversation. At least the opportunity was there. The possibility existed. That's always going to be better than never getting close enough to find out. Now, as for Kenyon going 0 for 2 in the finals, that doesn't diminish what he was as a player. Everyone who watched him during his prime knows exactly the kind of force he was on the court. Does he tend to exaggerate his own legacy a little bit? Sure, but that's not unique to him. Most former players sitting on
We have a chance against the Lakers. Everybody in the world knew that shit.
Yeah.
Everybody know when you don't have a chance in the finals.
Yeah.
Come on, let's just keep it real.
Were you there?
Yes, I was there. I looked.
Did you
I
play?
seen it.
Did you
Yes.
play?
Felt like it.
I didn't ask you that. Did you play?
Yes, I was there.
In that series, you was there?
Yeah, I was at the game.
Oh, I didn't. I asked, did you play?
Shit,
I asked, did you play?
Come on, man. Come on, man.
How many minutes you average in the finals?
I felt like it.
How many minutes you average?
Hey, look, man.
Huh?
It's okay, bro.
No, I'm asking a question.
It's okay to lose.
No, it
It's
is. It's
okay to lose.
That's all right. Next, this all good.
I wonder how many minutes he averaged in the finals since he's this big.
Not gonna go personal, man.
No,
No personal.
He could. He should have did what I did.
I didn't watch it.
No personal,
I should
man.
have did what I did.
I didn't watch it.
No
I
personal,
not
no
that.
personal.
Never. No, I wasn't a corner dude to the end of the career.
No
Like,
personal.
I was a corner at the end.
Your good enough wasn't good enough.
It wasn't.
Your good was getting your
Yeah,
ass swept.
yeah,
Let's
cool.
just keep it real. You can
Yes.
say what you wanted. You should have did what I did. Somebody else
No, never.
Shit.
Never gonna be that. I ain't gonna let nobody carry me over the finish line.
Well, you should have, because you didn't go over the finish line. It's
not gonna.
To actually answer the question Kenyon was raising, Nick Young played a grand total of 38 minutes across 4 games during that championship run. He averaged 1.3 points per game. So, in terms of on-court contribution, he wasn't moving the needle in any meaningful way. And truthfully, he didn't need to. That Golden State Warriors squad was already the most dominant team in the league. Nick's role was simple: fit into the system, stay ready, and collect what came with being on that roster, which in his case meant a seat on the bench and a championship ring at the end of it. And this is exactly why the ring culture conversation gets so exhausting without proper context, because a guy like Nick Young can walk around with that ring and speak on it like he was a foundational piece of a championship puzzle, when the reality of his contributions tells a very different story. He has the hardware, and nobody can take that from him, but the conversation absolutely requires context, especially when you're trying to compare rings and use them as the defining measure of a player's worth. At least with Kenyon Martin, there's a legitimate argument to be made. He was a top 3 contributor on those Nets teams that reached the finals. His impact on those rosters was real and undeniable. That part of the debate isn't even close.
Move around.
You always got a chance.
You always got a chance when the ball go up, Nick.
Right, always.
Always.
Well, the
Right?
teams that got swept, they had a chance.
It'd be some, hey, it'd be some full
LeBron got
circle
swept in
moments
the
on
finals.
the
Right,
show.
don't it?
It'd be full
Right.
circle moments on the show.
Man.
LeBron got swept in the finals. It happens.
But we all have a chance, though,
Right.
right? You got a chance?
If you get there,
If you get there.
if you get there, you got
Full
to
circle
get there.
moments. Full circle.
If you get there, you give yourself a chance.
We all got a chance.
You get there, you lose.
No, leave it alone.
leave it alone.
Leave it alone.
You get there,
Long
you
as you
lose.
know, my fellow New Yorker.
You get there and you lose, you fucking lost.
Man,
Oh, well,
got a chance, goddammit.
you got
Underachieved.
a chance to get your ass kicked too. Got a chance to win, you got a chance to get your ass kicked. It go either goddamn way.
No way.
Right?
Toss it up.
Right, that's all. Hey.
I just
So
want a
is that
chance.
considered underachieving?
That little underachiever comment Nick slipped in right there was no accident. That was a deliberate callback to the word Draymond Green used when he and Kenyon were going back and forth publicly. If you missed that whole situation, make sure you check the video linked at the end of this one. I break down that beef in full detail there. But coming back to this ring conversation, Nick does have every right to take pride in that championship. He put in the work during practice, he sat through the film sessions, he was part of the daily grind of an NBA season, and whatever he contributed behind the scenes to that organization, we may never fully know. The Warriors were already operating at an elite level, so the bar for what any role player needed to bring was naturally lower. But he was there, he was part of it, and the ring is real. And yeah, Kenyon probably carries some frustration about never getting over that finals hump. That's completely understandable. But his playing career is behind him. The resume is what it is. Nothing can be added to it at this point. And for anyone out there still pushing this idea